They had a show. They had fucking balloons. Like, I'm assuming they just have like a big pack of like balloon letters that said fuck yeah, Cedar Rapids. But the yeah popped, so it just said fuck Cedar Rapids. And he kept trying to like, because they were like glued together in like a stack, so he was trying to like flap it out so he would read the whole thing, but it just kept saying fuck Cedar Rapids.
Perfect.
It was fucking hilarious. So like, I love going to shows in Cedar Rapids because I see like everybody there.
Well, before we get started, thank you again for being down for this. Like I told you in that when you sent me the link to the new EP, I was like, I was literally thinking of you like the day before. I was like, I need to see what they're up to when I get back to town, because I knew that you guys had taken promo photos and like gotten all things ready. So I'm stoked. Yeah, so I'm stoked to do this one.
You're straight down the window. I'm sorry.
You're good. Other than that, what I'll do is I'll crack my beer, do the little intro, bring the two of you in, and just have a good time.
Cool.
Awesome. All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Beers with Bands podcast with your host, Michael Torres. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Beers with Bands. This one kind of feels a little bit special because I'm back home in the Iowa City area, and it's kind of back to the roots of how this initially was, where I was traveling to hang out with everyone instead of people were just coming over to my house. But I'm very stoked on this episode. Tonight I'm sitting down with Early Girl. How y'all doing?
Fine.
Good.
Hell yeah. For people that might not be aware, Early Girl is a power pop band from the Iowa City area. And like I kind of mentioned earlier, I think this is Dakota's like 4th or 5th time on the podcast. I get to welcome Aaron back onto the podcast. For people that long-time listeners, Aaron was on the podcast for episode 14 with your old band Cowpoke. So welcome back.
Oh shit.
Thank you. Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's sad to look through my list of people I've sat down with and just seeing like everyone who's like RIP.
Yeah. Have I been on more than anybody?
Yeah, I think you beat Brian Martinez at this point.
We should get you like a belt.
Yeah, I should get a robe. Yeah, that's
Your rings.
Yeah, because you've been on the first TV Cop one, then we did that crossover with TV Cop and Bain Marie, and Mega Bays were supposed to be on it, but they couldn't make it. And then we did TV Cop 2, now this one, so yeah, you're up there.
TV Cop 2 back in the habit.
Yeah.
But, for people outside of Iowa City that might not be aware of Early Girl, I kind of want to start kind of like the beginning, because I know there's been a few different iterations of the band so far, so like kind of take me through like the starting point and how we get to adding in Dakota and Matt Prince, who I forgot to mention is not here. Matt P, broke my heart, you're not here. Yeah, how did we kind of get to where we are now?
Yeah. So Early Girl, before it was even a twinkle, in my eye. So there's Cowpoke, which was really my first like musical venture ever. I started teaching myself guitar in Christmas Day 2017, and so Cowpoke was really fun. That was like my first time doing music, performing, gigging, and we had like literally just started and the pandemic hit. And so then we moved to different places, every band kind of broke up.
Yeah.
And then I started doing solo stuff as Tomato Boy. Fast forward to 2022, I had some Tomato Boy shows booked. And I had I was in a production of Hedwig and the Angry Inch. And I, just playing with the band for the first time, like a full band. And I was like, I need, even if it was just drums, I need it to be more than just me on guitar. And so that's how I got connected with the original band members, August and Talara Jensen. And so, we kind of were grinding it until they left the band, and then Dakota and Matthew came in clutch, and now we're here, and it's like better than ever.
I don't
And
really
you-
think that.
okay. No, yeah, because it's with that original lineup too. You put out the debut EP, "Lovers Out to Pasture," which I loved that that like title of the EP because it feels like a little bit of a callback to obviously Cowpoke and like that same kind of theme. But then I also loved because I listened to that today to get into the rhythm of everything, as well as the new stuff that we'll talk about here in a little bit. But I remember when you had made the post saying that like Dakota and Matt were in the band, and I love to see that mainly because always love to see the boys win, get a W.
The
but
boys become girls.
but it's great to see, like just because I think you had posted that you just needed like someone to kind of help. I don't remember who was fully like finding new band members at that time, but it's nice to see like the Iowa City scene like keep building each other up and like doing these cool things. So it was nice to see you guys being good in that.
Yeah, and I think it was before I like even like formally put out a post of like please play my band, but like or maybe it was after because I had done a show, because like yeah, so that they left the band and I had like all these shows and I was like, well, like what am I gonna do? Say no? So I did a bunch of solo stuff and I had done one at the Vault where we record, and Dakota like replied to my story and was like, no bitches, like no band, pretty much, and really just like. Cause like yeah, like was like ready to like jump in and just like help out, and it was really awesome, and even suggested Matthew, cause at that point I was like drums, as long as I have drums like we're good, but the whole then we rounded out with Matthew and it was just perfect.
Yeah, I just keep feeling like there's something.
I wasn't really a part of any of that.
Well, like what was the thought behind? Like, how did it feel getting asked to like be a part of Early Girl?
Oh, good. Yeah, I just like saw the video of Aaron playing at the Vault, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you can't play to the computer.
Yeah,
Like that sucks." Not like that's bad, but it's just like if the songs are good and you have to play to a computer, like that's fucked.
right. Not every like kind of how we talked about 5 a.m. earlier. Like, they can play it to a computer because that's their style. Early Girl doesn't fit to be able to do that.
No, that kind of shit, that like really heavy produced stuff, which is fine, but it's like, I don't know, I'd much rather play without and like Lucy, and so it's tough when you're like playing to computer drums,
Right.
to like convey that sometimes. So it's just like, oh, how can I
You
play?
lose so much energy.
Yeah.
Big time. The different way you have to play.
You're like
opposed to,
counting and yeah.
So yeah. I was like, I need help. And then Matt and I were playing in Gunklon, so
Yeah.
I just figured it was a good time.
Oh yeah. Like I've said this before. I might have said it to you guys in our off-air section on that last TV Cop recording, but it's nice to see the homie Matt EP like doing stuff. Cause like he's been in the scene, especially Iowa City, for like so long.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see like Gunklon's going well, doing Early Girl stuff and just like all the, like I said, I like to see my boys keep winning. So like getting all these W's, and I like to see that happen.
What was his band before Bainbury?
Before it was the Morning Exit.
Yeah.
So
That was before my time.
I was
Yeah.
going through a Blackberry that I had, and I had texted him about a show in like 2012 or some shit like that. So
That's crazy.
yeah, he was like on the radar. I just didn't know who he was till we played it. Till TV Cop played at Bain Marie.
Right.
So
Yeah, it was. So I mean, we're recording a couple weeks. Well, actually, only like a week after that Beers the Band show. Which thank you guys for coming out and being part of it. But it was kind of fun because I hadn't been to games in a while. But just like all the homies that came through, we were like pointing out everyone's like stickers from like our generation of being there, and a lot of them are still there, whether they're half ripped or fully still there. But it's crazy to see just the the evolution in just like the Iowa City scene.
Time
and, like,
capsule.
yeah, it's a great time capsule to showcase like where the Iowa City or Iowa scene was at that point, and like see who's still around doing stuff.
Well, thankfully that exists in Gabe's, because Iowa City is currently trying to make it to where that doesn't exist outside of anywhere. So
I didn't know that. It's weird.
Yeah. They're pulling some bullshit about like
Yeah.
hiring people to like rip flyers down.
bunch of losers.
Yeah. They were like, yeah, they like were like posters like cigarette butts and like graffiti are like
Yeah.
eyesores, and it was like,
Kiss my
What?
ass. Yeah.
but yeah, Gabe's just crazy, especially when you see all the stickers from the homies and then the actual homies are there for like a special show when like people come back, it's like, whoa, is it like 2017? Like what the fuck? It's like crazy.
Yeah, it's always a good time at Gabe's, especially like when those moments happen. Because like one of my friends came to the show that I hadn't really seen in quite a few years, and he was part of like that whole same scene. So it was kind of like, guys, are we getting the band back together? Like,
Right.
what's happening? But you know, so coming to like where we are now, I mean, this episode comes out a few weeks after the EP, the new EP comes out.
Oh hell yeah.
Which is called "Do I Even Cross Your Mind," which, you know, 5 songs. I don't remember what the first EP was, but like listening through everything, like you definitely notice a change in sound. Do you think that is just like what's really sparking that? Is it the addition of Dakota and Matt like adjusting the entire sound of Early Girl, or is there just this big overall difference in you entirely from the first EP to this one? Because I mean, it's only been a year apart, really.
Yeah, it's actually. I think this EP is really fun and special because it's like it feels just like a collage of like everything Early Girl was and like is now.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the first song, If I Could, where the title's from, that I wrote with the other band in that configuration, the original trio, and so like we had written that. I had written that like right after the first EP came out. And that kind of, I feel, set the tone for everything. But since then, the other songs were like some I had written on my own. Straight was actually a TV Cop song that was Never Was, and then Dakota had
Really?
shared
Mm-hmm.
the demo with me, and then we kind of Frankensteined it, and I wrote the words over it, and it just, I mean, it's a fucking banger, and 3 Months is actually like the first like my first song I ever put out as Tomatable. It was my first song that I actually ever wrote, because for Cowpoke, I just like would have like guitar like chord progressions, and then like Ellie would just like write over it, and then like would pretty much be like, or I'd be like, hey, here are some chords that sound good together, and then she would like write the song. So it's like the first song I ever put out, stuff I'd written with the original band, stuff we wrote with the new band, a song I wrote myself, but while it was the new band. So it's this really cool, just like, yeah, I would say collage of just like all the, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it, because it's, if you're trying to figure out what Early Girl is, I feel like this EP will do really well at setting that off, because you do have those differences in sounds. I love that one song was kind of originally a TV Cop song, because like when I was going through everything, like you definitely see like kind of a shift in tone, especially when it gets to that one, and then even going from like If I Could to like Something Sweet, you do notice like a gradual change where it's kind of like the way that this whole EP kind of ramps up. I'm really like curious as to see like what it's leading to and like what comes next and how it's doing that. But I thought it's like a great collection of songs, all
Thank you.
like in general. Like it's a good listen. I loved it.
I fucking love sequencing. And that's what I learned for the first EP, but this one I'm like, I love like figuring out that journey, that arc, or the levels, the dynamics of like the track order. So it's like, yeah, it's so, I get nerdy about that.
Well, as a listener, that's something I really love, because you know you have some bands that'll try and sequence it, or like they'll just like not really give a shit, and like it just doesn't keep you captivated the entire time. Like, yes, there can be ebbs and flows throughout the whole thing, but it just, I don't know, sometimes if you don't do it right, and you get to like song 6 in an LP, and it's just like,
Oh, it's one of the most
kinda
important.
like-
You're either
things.
like exhausted or you're like bored.
yeah. That's why, you know, a lot of people don't make it to the end of LPs, which is a bummer, because usually it's like song 9 or 10 is like another banger, but you'll never get to it
Mm-hmm.
because you're already, you know, cooked
You
by
got
6.
to the ballad and you're like,
Yeah.
Well, and then the worst too is like when like a band will do their single releases, but all their singles are just the first 4 songs, so you're just like, alright, I already heard of this.
Yeah.
yeah.
Singles are lame.
Yeah, I feel you.
That fad, fucking stupid.
That could be its own whole episode. But,
Yeah. I have the numbers to back that up.
Yeah, I think Matthew asked if I was gonna do singles, and I was just like,
No, everybody says singles is where it's at, but we put out. I mean, like that. Not trying to make this a TV Cop episode. We put out Bad Brain and Am I Dumb.
mhm.
It didn't get any real plays, but then we dropped a whole album and it fucking
Yeah.
Mhm.
like
And,
popped off.
and the trick I feel like with singles is if you're gonna release them, you have to like consistently be releasing
Mhm.
singles every 3 months, which some bands can pull off, and then some bands are still
If you
going
already
with
have the numbers, it works perfect.
right.
mm-hmm.
But if you're releasing like an album or like an EP, you gotta release. You can release like a single, 1 or 2 singles, like a couple like leading up to those months, up to that release date, and then drop the whole thing. But like, I've seen bands like release 4 singles in a 5-song EP. I'm
Mhm.
like, why?
Cool.
What was the point?
Just
Like,
do 5 singles at that point.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm also in the same version of like, I'd rather see like maybe 1 to 2 singles and then the full EP or full LP, like rather than just like single, because like I like the whole collection of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like to sit down, listen to everything. But when you do bands that are doing all the singles, like they never seem to tie into each other, so it's like so hard to like bounce around. Except if you're TV Cop, because then you know those songs still jam. But
It's just like, are you doing anything with the singles though too? It's like
Yeah.
bands used to do videos with the single.
right,
That was the
Mhm.
point of the single, was to get, after a point was to promote the video once MTV fucking came around and shit. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. And everybody's the Beatles. I get it that they like did a bunch of singles that aren't on that record,
mm-hmm.
but a lot now people are just putting them on the record.
Mm-hmm.
So it sort of defeats the purpose.
That was good. That was good. I liked it. But yeah, so like now we see, you know, Early Girl in 2024, which, you know, you just got to do your first tour.
Mm-hmm.
I know because you got to go on the run with TV Cop and the Penguins. How was that for you?
It was really fucking fun. It's like my first tour in the sense of like performing, but like when I was first getting into like a scene in general, and specifically like the Midwest scene, like Minneapolis and here, I was just like following bands around the Midwest, and so in a way I like toured without getting any credit for it. I was, not that I was a loser, it was just like looking back, I'm like, God, you're crazy. But I mean, I had a lot of fun just like, going to see a whole bunch of bands that I liked, and they were like kind of like smaller level, where just like I feel like where Early Girl is now is like the bands I was following. And it was really fun, and learned how to travel, and then hadn't done a lot of that with the pandemic. So it was really nice just to get back on the road, and like, I forgot how good of a traveler I was. And also I'm glad that we like toured, and we were like we were prioritizing comfort, and we weren't like trying to like, I don't know, like kill ourselves, like just like by like roughing it out. I'm glad that we were like it felt like a very nice adult mature tour.
Yeah.
And the whole like touring party, like all the guys were so fucking cool, and it was just like really good vibes. And I'm looking forward to doing it again.
I will say I think that's like one of the upsides. I don't know if it's an upside or what it is exactly, but like to being like our age and going out on and touring is like we don't want to sleep in vans anymore.
Yeah,
Like we want to be comfortable. Like if this was 10 years ago, we'd all be still sleeping in a van trying to
also,
save.
10 years ago, I don't think any of us could have rented a car or got a hotel room.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a fucking adult. I don't have to pretend that I'm like some fucking crust punk kid that's so roughing it and trying to find some place to stay. It's just I planned ahead. I got us a place to stay. It's way safer that way.
Right.
I'm 27. I'm about to turn 28, and I know these guys are a little older than me, but it's I'm so glad I waited until now to do just in general do the band thing, but also just especially touring. I have actual some resources, and I'm also a mature adult, and so it's I feel if I was just touring at early 20s, it'd be so fucking bad, and it's that's why it's bad, and that's why you hear bad things.
I know,
because
we
people
would
are
have
kids.
fucked. Yeah, we would have been really fucked if we tried to do it when we were younger, because we just would have gotten in trouble. But it's fine. I like it now. I also if we spend a little money on an Airbnb, whatever.
Well, that's the thing too. Back then, when I was touring, almost 10 years ago,
it was just hotels.
Yeah,
or
Airbnbs weren't a thing. Staying at someone's place or hotels, and I was one of the older guys at just 21, so again we couldn't rent a car, couldn't actually get a hotel on our own. So I was thankfully shout out to Thomas Allen's mom. She would buy us a hotel every once in a while. She's got that doctor's money. But for the most part, we were sleeping in vans. Granted, thankfully we had a 15-seater van. Also shout out Thomas's parents for that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't completely cramped, but just touring nowadays can be so much easier than it was back then. It just makes me miss being on the road.
Yeah.
So.
It's really fun. But it just doesn't have to suck worse than touring already sucks. Touring is just waiting.
Yeah.
That's sitting around.
Also then too, we were all, quitting our jobs to go on tours. We all were had X amount of money to deal with for 3 weeks to a month, however long we're out there. So I think on one tour I made sure I had saved at least $600 for it. I was this is my
the most I can save.
Yeah. Now we got adult money, so fuck it.
Yeah, Aaron was fixing us good meals and
I chefed it up.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It was good.
Hell yeah.
A lot of fun. Texas was the Austin, Texas show was really fucking good.
Really cool.
At the Arnold House, it was a house show.
Oh, nice.
Which they have. I always fucking can't think of this word. Motherfucker. A residency. There we go.
Oh.
They have a residency with another venue that they do bigger shows at.
Yeah.
So then they
the Tiny
filter,
Sounds Collective.
Yeah,
right?
Tiny Sounds Collective. So they filter touring bands through this house.
Okay.
And then they do other things for the local people that are involved in this house and shit. So.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah, I've played a lot of house shows, but this was definitely the most put together and
organized.
Yeah, respectful.
Yeah.
They opened up their bedrooms to us for green rooms and stuff.
Yeah, just gear and on people's beds.
Yeah.
They had just gone out of it.
Yeah. A dude was in there looking for his clothes, and we were just loading gear in. So yeah, It was great.
Dude, hell yeah. Yeah, that's sick to see something like that or hear about something like that happening.
And was Uncle on Beers with Bands?
No, I never got Uncle on Beers with Bands.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Liberty from Uncle is who, she didn't get me that show, but she sent me that direction, and then she bugged them to book us. So,
yeah, I think you mentioned that when we were talking about it last week.
Yeah, it was basically just a show for her. It really was, but yeah, it was fucking awesome, and awesome of her to do that.
Yeah.
So.
She rolled out with her homies. It was dope.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
And it gave us cred at that place because she goes there a lot. So then they knew who she was, and they were gonna be oh fuck, it was like a trustworthy thing. They like knew if we were like friends with her, it was like okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a huge age difference there though, so it was like, I guess.
Well, I guess that's another question. I haven't been, like everyone knows, I've lived in Minneapolis for like the last 4 years. Haven't really been involved too much with the Iowa City scene since I started the podcast, and I was like, see you guys, I'm moving. Like, from your time in Iowa City, obviously starting with like Cowpoke to now, or you coming to town, and like obviously you knew of Matty P before, and then moving to Iowa City, like have you seen drastic changes? I know that there's the usual changeover with all the college kids that come in and out, but have you seen any like drastic changes in the Iowa City music scene?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like consistent. It's been consistent in the sense that there's like a lot of bands like popping up and leaving, and it's just kind of. I feel like there's always movement and stuff happening. I feel like it got easier to book shows in a way, or at least like shows are, I feel like, happening just as often, if not more. It's gotten a little less organized. Like stuff isn't. I feel like, not that it's not planned well, but just like really awesome shows are all happening at the same time. And if there's just a little more communication, there could really be like, just better turnout.
Yeah, not like overbooking on a day or something like that.
Yeah. How about you?
Oh, everything's just like hardcore now. But that's everywhere.
Yeah.
Like literally all across the country. When I was booking this tour, it was like a lot of places are only booking hardcore. So, but that's just
Yeah.
They used to say that everything got to the Midwest late, but that's not happening anymore with the internet. So everything all at once.
Yeah, I had someone ask me the other day if I had gone to many like hardcore shows. Like, I don't know. I haven't been to many of those in the Twin Cities, mainly because like my experience with at least the hardcore scene when I was in Iowa in the scene was just super weird, where they were like super like cliquey. If you weren't one of them, like they didn't trust you, like you had no cred. Like even if you like lived in the area, it's like super weird. So like I'm so traumatized from that, where I just don't
I think it's still like that.
No, yeah, nothing changed. But it's fine.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with me. but that is is the thing. Like the true coffee shows and are like happening a lot. And I mean, I think Wild Culture Kombucha like still does maybe some Grimtooth stuff, but I don't think Grimtooth stuff's not really hardcore. It's like bringing a lot of like death metal shit through. But yeah, it just seems like booking everywhere is just they're like, are you a hardcore
That's
band?
what the youth want.
Yeah. Which fine. I mean, when I was younger, I was into metal, and that's it. So
Right.
I get it. I still like heavy shit.
Yeah. I just don't let them know that. So kind of jumping back into CP, mainly because I know we kind of talked about it, and I kind of want to hear more of this story. So obviously, like we said, Straight started out as a TV Cap song, and then has now become this, what I think is probably one of my favorite songs off the CP. Like how did it start out? Like what did it get left off of that now became an early girl song?
Technically nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know that we used to number our songs? Is that something that we talked to you
was
about?
that back when you were like season 3?
Yeah, around there. We got to 30 and had to stop because it started getting too confusing. But I'm still bad at naming songs, so it was just numbers.
Okay.
So this was 16 or some shit. So kind of early, probably like 2017, 2018, somewhere in there. 18's probably too far, but yeah, I don't know. It was just something we didn't use. Not because it was like bad or whatever.
Yeah.
I was just writing a lot of songs back then, so it just didn't. I wrote something that we liked better, probably.
Yeah. And then at what point did it like come out of the box and get presented?
I found an old email address, and I had emailed it to myself from my iPad because I didn't even have recording shit. I was using GarageBand, so then I emailed it to myself to do. I don't know why. Probably put it on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Which is I think where it came from, but Yeah, it was a pretty boring story. I mean, there's really no reason why it did or didn't do anything, but it worked better for Early Girl, I think, than for TV Cop. It just has that like it's too rock and roll.
Mm.
So I was like, oh, do you want this? I found 2 songs. I don't think the other one was very good, but this one was really good.
Yeah.
So
No, I like the final version of it, because you added, basically you did all the lyrics for it and like kind of made it its final Early Girl version.
yeah, it didn't have any lyrics.
Yeah.
But it didn't even get that far.
Okay.
It was just
Instrumentals
yeah,
for
just
it.
guitars and shit.
Yeah, no, I love how that song came out, and because I know when I got to that song on the EP, I was kind of like, okay, this took like a small like turn, but like it's a good turn.
Gets a little fierce.
Yeah.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Have you ever seen the movie Monkey Bone?
Oh, it's been a long time.
Brendan Fraser movie.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. No real reason. It's just
The soundtrack.
yeah.
When they remake it.
Just the bass line, I think, just makes me think of that like blue and black. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone go watch Monkey Bone.
I'm getting too far
Yeah, I need
onto
to
the
watch
spectrum right now, but
Yeah, I think you gave it to me, and then I had like shared what I had so far, and you're like, yeah, it like needed to be like bratty.
yeah.
Yeah, you were like, I can't write. I can't write bratty.
Yeah. It wouldn't. I mean,
It's not bitchy enough.
yeah. I mean, all my songs are bitching,
Yeah.
but not bitchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not. I don't have enough queenness in me. Yeah, I don't know. I like it like this. And then TP was saying he thought it was you were yelling Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
On the when we had the like the demo that I pretty much just like put the words over so they could learn the song, or I guess like so we had a version of the song. The photo is Colin Farrell.
Mm.
And if we did do a single, it would have been that one, and it would have been like the single artwork would have just been Colin Farrell.
That would have been sick.
Which yeah, we're I just got a camera, and so I went to school for like video stuff, and that's also how I got into the scene, doing like photo and video stuff. And so I got a camera, so now we can just like do shit whenever. And I have an idea for I have ideas for a couple songs. I think if we did a video for Something Sweet and Straight would be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
So I just want to clarify, you're not actually saying Colin Farrell in that spot, right?
It's Going Feral.
Going Farrell. Okay. So I started out with Colin Farrell, and then I started picking up Going Farrell as I like listened to it more.
It's I think Colin Farrell would fit. Yeah.
Yeah, TP was like,
I think that's funny.
like I would know. He was like, what are the words? I was like, I don't have any idea. I know that one's not Colin Farrell. It's Going Farrell.
That's what everyone says, and I want to just say I kind of want to just say yes every time.
What you need to do, either on your guitar or like Matty P's guitar, just like tape just the words Colin Farrell, so like when you get to that spot, just like flip your guitar up.
Or we should like do like have a thing where we pull out like a cardboard cutout of him.
Yeah, the kick drum head. Just a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are all solid ideas that I hope actually happen.
Something.
With this being, the first release in this like new era of Early Girl, obviously we're talking. At the time of this recording, we're still a month away until it actually drops. But like,
Yeah, I know. I like.
It feels weird. Yes, I know. But like,
I gave it a little not too much time. I think it's like people are gonna just be like, "Can it come out already?" And then it's gonna come out. People are gonna be excited. But I was like, "Damn, I gave it," because I don't know, because they're like, "Give us at least 4 weeks, especially if you want to be on a playlist." And I was like, they better put something on a playlist.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, I'll give them as much fucking time as they need.
Yeah. I don't really know how any of that works.
I don't know either.
I also feel like I never give them 4 weeks. But we're never on playlists.
Yeah, just witnessing our first shows and practices are happening around the TV Cop album release.
Yeah.
And just like the amount of just like secondhand anxiety of just like, wow, you're really cutting it close.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
I was mixing until the day I sent it to Spotify.
yeah.
Yeah. Or DistroKid, whatever. It's fun.
Yeah. I mean, like, what I always feel bad because, like, people will hit me up. Like, I record a chunk of episodes ahead of time so that I can get them, like, I procrastinate. I'm a one-man show on my end, so, like, I make sure I get them all done, especially, you know, doing video. I gotta, like, do all this. So I'm usually, like, you know, send me stuff ahead of time. And then I'll have people that'll, like, hit me up, like, a week before their album comes out. Like, hey, man, can I get on the show? And I'm like, fuck.
It doesn't work like that.
It'll be 3 months. Like, there's no way I'm gonna get your episode out right away. Not that I'm, like, 3 months ahead, but it's just, like, that's what it feels like. So that it's good that you're getting it to people ahead of time, so like we can do this or you can do other ones to get prepared for it. Granted, you know, like I said, we are still a month away from the release, but how do you feel excited to get this off your shoulders of like, this is the new era of Early Girl that I want everyone to listen to?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm very much. I'm like, not woo woo, but just like I do believe in like manifestation, or at least just like, you know, directing energy at something. Just like, I mean, I think that's a lot of music, and I'm sure y'all know. Just like if you fucking try enough at something, like something's gonna stick, and so, it just feels like how everything worked out. Just like yeah, I'm glad that this is where we are now, and like I feel like everything happened for a reason, or at least like, you know, if things don't work out, it's just like wasn't meant to be, or like move on. And so I think the original trio with the band was like a lot more of like we all three were like really contributing a lot of ideas, but then once it became, by the time it became something that it was just in my hands and then I had to share with others to then buy into, it was just like had way more of an idea of what it was or what I wanted to do. And I feel like especially with this release, it's like, this is, I feel like what we were looking for the first one, and I'm really happy with the first thing we released. But in terms of like where my head was with it and what I wanted it to be, it's like this. And also just, I think the songs I write in like all the different genres I'm pulling from this configuration of the band, just like these guys like have actually played that music, so they dial it in and it goes where I want it to, like when I'm writing something. And so it just feels way more yeah, just like supercharged, just like really fun. I feel like I'll show them a song, or the times I've like shown them songs, and when we played together for the first time with their ideas, it's like immediately like what I already was thinking. So it's yeah, I just feel like we're on a good wavelength. Yeah.
I mean, it ties back into like what I said earlier with like the newer songs that are on this EP. Just seeing how they sound, like I'm really stoked to see what's coming next, because the three of you are in like this perfect rhythm where it just works really well. You guys are all meshed very well, and I'm really stoked on it.
We locked in together just like immediately, and it just like, I feel like we spend a lot more time together, and so we're just like more comfortable with each other. But I feel like the first few practices, like we didn't talk much. We just like did the songs, and it just was like we'd like give each other notes here or there, or just like be like, wait, how does that go again? But like we were just like unspoken, just like knew. It was really cool.
Yeah,
and it is really cool.
Yeah, I think we play together really well. I'm mostly just playing hardcore drums. Like I've been putting blast beats in it now, so that's cool.
Well, August, the original drummer, but is like a hardcore drummer, and so it's like perfect because it has that core essential early girl energy with crazy drums.
Yeah. So it's fun.
I was listening. I went to go see the Flaming Lips last night in Cedar Rapids, and I drove back. And I was listening to the because like I was listening to it a lot, but then once it was done and I sent it out, I was like, God, I'm fucking sick of this.
Right.
And then we were playing it a lot. Because we play a lot, which is awesome. But I get a little sick of the songs, and so. But on the way home last night, I was like delirious trying to stay awake, and played the EP through. And I was like, oh, I can act, because I'm not performing, I can like actually really listen to the drums and just like enjoy the fuck out of them, and it's like going crazy on them. It's so fun. listening to the drums on the EP.
I mean, I haven't played drums in so long either.
Really?
So, cause I was playing drums in TV Cop first. But
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
So wait, who was on vocals?
Steve Nash, because he played trombone too. So it was like something totally different. It was just a bunch of kids from Bloomfield
Uh-huh.
that were like, who we worked at Domino's with. Him and Justin Ludeman, and it was just me and TB
Yeah.
with them. But none of them could write, and it's not dig, none of them could write songs because they had just started, like, going toward the, like, let's play not other people's songs all the time.
Oh, okay. They were okay.
And so they did not know how to write songs, and I was like, oh, I kind of like write songs on the side, and then
You're like, I dabble.
yeah, but now I like pump shit out. So yeah,
Yeah, you really pumped it out.
yeah. So it was fun. We had like, I had some songs that I wrote when I was like 18, and then we just kind of like picked those apart and had like 5 songs to play a show, and we did a Strokes cover too. So
That's a straight sounds like is it
Reptilia.
Juice Box?
oh okay, yeah.
It's because it sounds like the Batman theme a little, or at least the bass line has that energy. if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
1960s cop show.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Yeah. Very. Yeah. It's that. Yeah. I'm excited to get this out though, cause like if I could has been like, I mean, I guess 3 months technically is the oldest song, but like I mean like it's the first song I wrote, and it's like that song, and so it's like I'm really happy with it, and it's in a weird kind of like backwards way. Like I get a lot of like we'll play shows and people come up to me and like say they really like that song, and I'm kind of like, you don't like the other ones that I think I've like grown and written better songs, but you like the first one, which is a great compliment. But it feels good to like, cause the original one I like garage band drums and like awful sounding guitar, and like vocals where I was like really feeling it and you can hear it, but it just sounds so good with the guys, and it feels nice to like immortalize it, like the newer, better version, which I was one of my favorites on another good one is Whale Jr., where you redid that song. And I was listening to it today, and it feels so good to redo a song so
Yeah.
and it actually be better.
I just wanted it to have a real ending.
Yeah, it's so yeah. It's a satisfying, I think, release just from the sense of like, I feel like happy with all the songs. I feel like they're good representation of the band and the sound.
Now, now I know Dakota can write pretty fast and writes a lot, but are you the same way where you already have like X amount of songs already ready to go for the next earlier girl release or releases?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard because the thing I'm running into now is that I'll write a song, and I'll be like, is this an early girl song though? And trying to figure out where I want to put it. Or I'll have songs that are not finished that I think I have a lot of ideas that I need to like organize and sort into songs, and I think a lot of it is like, I was talking to my boyfriend yesterday about it, but I feel like, or I guess I was talking to my therapist today specifically about like, you get to that point where you're like, have I like, was that everything in the tank? Like, am I never gonna, is that all the early girl songs I have in me? And then like 2 hours later, I'm actually like finally having a good idea that sounds good. But yeah, it's a lot of ideas, and sometimes it'll be a whole song that comes out, but I haven't been so lucky lately. And so I think I'm excited to have this release out, and then just kind of be free to do whatever. Because I'm also kind of like, anything I write, I'm kind of trying to compare it to this release, and it's like too soon. Not too soon, but like nothing's really stuck in a way that's like, this is new era. Or yeah, I don't know. It's I want to really have see how time goes and see how maybe we like write together, or we bring our own ideas. I want to, because I know we all have our own projects, and so yeah, I'm just interested to see how it goes now.
Also, Matt's a really good bass player.
Yeah.
Is a really good bass player. So he helps.
Like now, like yeah. Is that being said? Like I'll like, I'm really not a marvelous guitarist. I'm not great with like writing riffs.
Guitarvelous.
What?
Guitarvelous.
Yes. Guitarvelous. Okay, I hear it now. But I'm like, I like playing rhythm because that's kind of what I can do. But like, this riff I just wrote just sounds like a really cool bass line. So like, maybe I'll write a song focused around like bass and drums. And I feel like that's also the nice thing about this release is that I feel like each song focuses on one part of the sound. And I feel like we'll have a song where it's like, yeah, this song has like all the really good bass. This song has all the really cool drum moments. This song actually has like some guitar lines. This one just has nice words. And so it's like, yeah, I'm excited to see how that affects the writing.
Yeah, like I said, I'm stoked. And then with you, like, kind of saying obviously, it's hard trying to compare stuff to, like, this release. But everything else you're writing, are you still doing Tomato Boy on the side when you have a chance? Or did that kind of shift?
I have a lot of Tomato Boy songs that, like, or I guess, like, I have a lot of songs that are full songs written that I just have in, like, my phone. And I don't really perform anywhere. Because it's just like trying to figure out what to do with them. There's a lot of Tomato Boy songs that Max from the Mega Babes, I guess who does Lucky Man music as Lucky Man now, who you just did some drums for, which I heard the song and that sounds really nice.
Oh, you've heard it?
Mm-hmm.
How about hitting him up today? Should do that.
But he wants to do a split, and so I think it's gonna be a Lucky Man Tomato Boy split. And so I have so many songs that are just like done and have been sitting around that are like, not that they're necessarily Tomato Boy songs, but they're too soft to be Early Girl songs. So it's like, all right, we're going acoustic for these.
Right.
It's like I should probably rewrite these because they're just so old. And so I just have like a lot of old shit that has been sitting around because I'm like, not that it's not good enough, but you know how I don't know. Yeah. It's just weird delusions you have in your head of like, well, this can't be a blank song because of this weird reason. Yeah.
No, that sounds sick. Doing the split for Tomato Boy. But yeah, like, once you get over this hurdle and this is finally out, I'm really stoked to see what the three of you put your heads together to come up with like next. Is there any other plans for doing like any other tours or runs this year?
Mm-hmm.
Any hints? Or they're just in the mind right now. And we'll find out later.
It's like everything's so tentative.
Right.
Yeah. It won't even probably be booked by the time this comes out.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely like the fall time before it's like holiday time.
Yeah, before it's cold. Cause fuck that.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, like, cause we're just we have so much going on because I'm really bad at saying no. But also because it's like, in my head I'm like, well, there's nothing really preventing me from playing this show, like, cause it's like I feel so bad saying no to people, and also like they're on tour, like I you know. Yeah. It's like if I say no, but I'm just gonna be at home, like that feels bad.
Meanwhile, no band feels like that when I email them. So that's fine. So. No, I was laughing about you said when it's cold and like, dude, we fucking cooked for 2 fucking weeks because I don't pay attention to where we're going and what the weather's gonna be like there.
True.
The Midwest brain cannot comprehend what we were doing. Yeah. So.
I just had these one friends. They used to also be part of the Iowa City scene. They were called You're Too Kind. But they went on a tour, and I want to say they went in like January or February.
What did you say their name was?
You're Too Kind.
Like YEAR.
You are. Like you are.
Oh.
You are so kind.
I thought you said the Year Too Kind.
Oh no.
Like,
oh, that's okay.
That's sick. Sorry.
No, you're fine. But I remember they went on the tour in like a January, February run. You know, it's cold as balls because they're hitting all Midwest spots. Their heater, from what they said, I don't think was very good in the band. There was one of the guys told me that they they had a bottle of like grain alcohol, and they would just like take sips of that until they got drunk enough to like pass out in the van. And so like ever since then, I'm like, I would never fucking do a winter.
So
tour at
cold,
all.
I want to not be able to regulate my body temperature and most likely die faster. Than
They
I
also
would
didn't
if I
have
was
seats in
sober.
their van, so like.
So they're just like on the floor.
Yeah, they were just on the floor. I think they had like a couple bean bags. There was a lot of things that they should have fixed before they did that, but ever since then, I'm like, nah, let's not do that.
I mean, TV Cop doesn't do anything in the winter,
Yeah.
like past Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
really, until like. I mean, this year we didn't do anything until April, but it wasn't like planned that way. But I mean, like it used to be like February we would kind of play a show.
Emerge.
Yeah, because it's just like, dude, it sucks.
Yeah.
And then like the 8 state radius, like it's all dog shit for like
Right.
4 months, 5 months, you know.
I mean, that's why like I don't even try and like. My parents are like, "Are you gonna come home for Christmas?" I'm like, "No,
Fuck
because if
that.
I get stuck, it's snowstorm.
no
like,
fucking way.
not fucking going anywhere."
Especially after how it like snowed here this year. It's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
no, thank you. But yeah, I don't know. It would be. I bet that we will play some shows in the winter, so it'll be nice to like play during the winter instead of just sitting for like a few months and being like, damn.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the other shitty thing with like TV Cop is like you're here, the rest of the guys are in town, so like that distance.
And then
makes
Chris
it
is in
difficult.
New Mexico.
Right? Yeah,
So,
Chris is in fucking New Mexico. Move to Iowa City, dude.
I feel like, especially after this last tour, and then maybe whatever tour is next, I feel like he might.
After he saw how many people were outside of Gabe's, like in the patio,
Oh yeah.
he was fucking mind-blown. Yeah, but no, I would rather stay where he is. He has a good job at a dispensary, and
That is true. I
his
heard.
people fucking kick ass.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, we also want to figure out a tour around there. I think we
Mhm.
were like kind of like, what if we did like a res tour?
yeah.
That'd be so sick.
So I mean, Ray Gurin is a really good res band, and I mean, there's a lot of really good res bands. We play with one Ecotone. They're fucking awesome, and those kids like show out
Yeah.
like fucking hard, and I've heard that those shows like really pop off. And we play adjacent when we go to Gallup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like separated by like a fucking rock. You know what I mean? It's like not. There's no real separation.
Right.
So it's like right there. So we have made a lot of friends on the reservations and
Mhm.
stuff. So we will go back there and we'll probably fucking skip Phoenix, Arizona and just play like Shiprock, you know? Or
Yeah.
like, I can't fucking think. It's all. The only thing that ever comes to my mind is like Battle Axe, but I feel like that's wrong. But that's probably correct, honestly. So there's a lot of places, Window Rock and Shiprock, and
I haven't been to that part of the country, so I think that'd just be fun.
I mean it's fucking beautiful. I got altitude sick like the third day we were there, so I mean that really sucked. I was ready to leave, but that area is like fucking gorgeous
Right.
and no natural disasters, you know. So
Yeah.
pretty safe.
Yeah. But isn't it also like the spot where you couldn't walk outside because they had just like thorns out?
Oh yeah, the
So,
goat heads.
like-
Yeah, and so I accidentally puked on their patio, but it's fine. Colorado has that shit too, though. So here it's just like bees, you know. I
Yeah.
don't know. You know, every place has
Yeah.
something.
Everywhere
yeah,
some- I mean, hell, we had tornado warnings yesterday.
yeah. But the
Like-
joke's on us because they have legal weed.
That's
So
true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Minnesota does now too.
yeah, well,
But there's like, yeah, it just happened. So there's like,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and you can only get it on the reservations as of right now.
Yeah.
Stores aren't fully open.
you know, so.
just wait.
You know, I've been waiting
Then
since.
it'll probably be the same price,
Yeah.
if not more, than the weed you're buying from some dude in your apartment building.
Yeah, we'll find out. I'll let you know. No, but yeah, that'll be sick to do like kind of like that res tour because like finding those pockets of like spots where people don't normally go to,
Mhm.
and then those kids are always the ones that like will show out and give a shit. Every
So like
fucking
someone
time.
came here.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, yeah, that's exactly what it is, and then they're like all fucking awesome, and like we just Early Girl left after Austin, and we kept going, but for like 2 shows in the West and 2 shows here, but when we played Gallup, there wasn't like a shitload of people, but everybody that was there had been there every single time we'd played there before.
Shit.
So there was like 50 people, which is a good amount, but in that place is Juggernaut is big, like Opeth OTEP, I don't know, one of those.
Okay.
Just played there. Fear Factory's playing there like later on, like Juggalo shit happens there, so it fits a lot of people, and so it seems, you know.
It seems like not a lot of people, but really 50 people.
But every one of them was people that we have met from playing there before. They like come back. If you come back, they come back.
Right.
And they like respect it. So it's like they asked us to you know, keep going and play Shiprock and stuff, and we fucking will. So plus the Navajo Times did an article on us last year that we were there, or the last time we were there, which was like September last year. So I mean, like, they fucking do more than a lot of people around here do.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Enough about TV Cop though.
That was technically early girl centric.
I know. I just want to give you shit.
Early Cop.
Yeah.
TV Girl.
TV Girl. Oh, that's already a band.
Oh shit.
Early Cop.
Yeah. Doesn't hit as hard, but
Doesn't. It's fine.
Girl Cop.
Yeah.
Ugh. We were talking, cause I don't know. I think it's hilarious that Early Girl's like a weed band now.
Yeah.
But we were like, oh, it'd be so funny to do, cause you were telling me about just kind of regretting naming it TV Cop Smokes Weed. Or maybe not regretting it, but just realizing like, oh, maybe that's why like
I don't regret it, but it is
people
definitely
probably don't want to play it.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I've stressed to multiple people. TV Cop Smokes Weed is like one of my favorite EPs.
Yeah, but when I was on a podcast one time, it wouldn't let me say the title.
Oh, really?
And then IPR asked for the music, and then got the record, and was like,
we can't say this.
So yeah, whatever. You know.
But I want to do like
it.
a one-off song or a thing where it's like Early Girl Smokes Weed and like in the same style. Yeah. So I need to find a song that was like, oh, this would work.
Yeah.
I think it's really funny.
I love it. There's a side story I'll tell you later.
Okay.
That way I don't derail this one on my own. But I mean, like, so this episode's out, you know, the record's out. Is there anything that we're missing between like Early Girl the band and Do I Even Cross Your Mind that you want the people to know about?
Yeah, I think because the band kind of officially, this formation really got into step in November. And so, like, I feel like with the original band, we had done a lot of lead work and kind of just, like, put up, like, our hours in, like, to put the time in to really just, like, grind. And then, you know, them leaving kind of set us back a little. So I feel like since then, we've just been playing, like, a lot of really good shows.
Yeah.
We opened for Rat Boys, which was really fucking sick.
Awesome.
And just, we've been, like, meeting a lot of cool people and just, like, getting a lot of... We played the Angler in town, which was really cool.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
And yeah, we've just had some really cool opportunities and just getting a lot of attention and a lot of... just, like, good feedback and a lot of good vibes. And so I'm excited that now that we're kind of... We put the time in again, grinded it out. I feel like this next year is going to be really fucking good. And, like, I think the last EP was really helpful, but this one especially with the band as it is now, and I feel like the hype around Early Girl, especially locally, like having a release out to then tour in the fall is just gonna be like, we've had really good momentum since the formation of this trio, and I'm excited to keep that going and just I think not that people didn't take early girl seriously before, but I think they're seeing just like how much work we're putting into it.
Yeah, I like how you put it where, you know, the other the past members left, so it kind of puts you a step back, but hearing everything that's happened since like November, seeing all the show flyers that get posted, you know, doing the tour, I feel like you've sped and gotten caught back up and like have taken it even, like you were one step back, but now you guys went 2 steps forward.
Absolutely.
So it's nice to see that happen.
Like I was just like, cause a lot of the flyers I'm like, cause like I manage the social media, which I've learned now, cause I was like looking, I like went to go tag you in something, or I went to go, I think try to find your address or something when we were first getting together, and then so I was like looking at your account in like Facebook messages and Instagram messages, and there was a with the original band we all had access to the Instagram account and stuff, and so I saw fucking DMs, like you had DM'd us asking to do a show. And we just like left you on red. Yeah. And I was just like, what? I didn't see that. What the fuck?
I forgot.
I was like, damn, that's crazy that like we could have like intersected way sooner.
Too many people having the access.
So I've learned now to not do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, managing all the flyers and posting stuff, and like I have a spreadsheet of all our shows, and I'm like, god damn it, like we're fucking annoying. Like I would be annoyed of like every time I feel like I imagine every time I post an early girl flyer where we're on it, people are like, oh, okay, again. But it feels really cool to. There's like it's just like there's no way you don't know early girl, and that kind of feels good.
Right, but at the same time, it's like the people that might be getting annoyed seeing early girl on there. It's like
eat shit.
Well, yeah, but it's like, okay, why isn't your band playing then? Like you probably have the same chance.
And that was a really cool thing that tour did. Is just like now we're a band that we can say is toured now.
Right.
And it's like a thing, at least for me, like, it's not scary anymore.
Yeah.
And now we can just like, and also like a tour is whatever you say it is. So
it
as
really
long
is,
as you call it a tour, or not as long as you call it a tour, but like if it's something that qualifies as a tour, which can be so many things, like you could do like, you could tour like, be like, I went on 6 tours this year, even if it's just like weekenders or like.
Yeah. Unless you're, I've seen this happen like once where they're like, we're going on tour, but it's like 4 spread out dates in a month that don't touch each other at all. Like, let's be real, you're playing 4 shows. But yes, anything weekenders, that's a tour, like everything. And like, I want to see all the Iowa City homies keep doing big things. And like, I know you have a good connection with Minneapolis, so I can't wait to see Early Girl up there.
Yeah, we're actually we're gonna be there August 10th. We just got reached out to for this really cool trans space festival. I don't know what kind of it's a really cool event.
It's a lot of bands,
so it feels really cool that like especially the Minneapolis homies are really awesome, and then like I literally, it's like I love Iowa City, but like I literally, if it wasn't for the weather, I would be in Minneapolis now. Like I would have moved a long time ago. But it's like those shows where the homies are like back at Gabe's, and it feels like really serendipitous and weird. Like Basketball Divorce Court, it's so nice to like gig with them, or just also like get to see them in Minneapolis, and just like all their bands and the offshoots, and just like it's, I don't know, it's really cool. Just even if they're, I mean, I guess they're still technically an Iowa and Minnesota band because the guys are in Des Moines, but I don't know. Yeah, it's just cool having these like invisible bonds that like kind of forever link people, the cities.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, because like Iowa City and like Minneapolis have always been like sister cities.
The pipeline.
The pipeline, the sister city network between like for music scene. It's always been really cool, and it's funny like bumping into Katie at like a show, which feels weird sometimes because I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, you live here now.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see that pipeline, and like I can't wait to, I'll get those details from you and hopefully be there on the 10th to show support. But yeah, like I don't know, everything that Early Girl's doing is sick, and I'm stoked on it.
Thank you.
Keep plugging away, keep doing your thing. Like I'm stoked on the future.
It feels good that I'm not stupid. I would say I'm pretty gifted and talented, but like I guess I just smoke a lot of weed, but like I'm like usually cooking. I'm like scheming. I'm like, you know, and so it feels good that like I feel like we've just been making a lot of the right moves, and that everything I feel that's like it just feels I feel like just the timing of everything, at least especially when it comes to like how the band and Early Girl has fallen into my life. I'm like I'm glad it's happening now. I'm glad I like have observed other bands do things. I feel like I'm just kind of like I feel like I've learned a lot from the examples that other bands and all my other time in just being in the scene that I've just witnessed and observed or heard from friends who are in bands. I'm just like I'm just like I feel like I know what to do, and it just feels I'm glad that everything's panning out so far.
I mean, that's what you kind of got to do is like just take notes and see what other bands are doing, see like what's working for them sometimes, and being like, why did they do that? Maybe don't do that. Maybe if you don't need to get a manager, don't get a manager. Don't overbook yourself if you don't need to overbook.
You mean you
yourself.
don't want to be our manager?
We'll talk later. Actually, I'm starting a record label. Beers with Bands record label.
B2B.
That'd be too much for me.
BYOB, bring your own band.
Ooh, fuck. These are good ideas.
Cut that and then write it down.
No, because then I can put it out. It'll be trademarked in the episode.
Why don't you do a Buffalo Wild Wings sticker?
That's good.
I never thought about that.
Yeah,
Dakota's a graphic designer now, so you should just do it and then
yeah, I'll just do
make
it.
him
All
pay
right,
for it.
yeah. You mock it up. We'll talk.
Oh yeah.
All right. I lost my train of thought on that one. But I mean, like, I guess, yeah, we hit everything we wanted to talk about with Early Girl. Like I said, everything. I'm really stoked on everything, except for Maddie P not being here.
Well, we'll just come back.
Yeah, obviously.
So we'll do a special or a special bonus episode. I don't know if you have a Patreon, but if you have a Patreon, put that shit on there. Where it's like the interrogation of Matthew Prince.
Ooh.
And it's just him on camera, and you're just like drilling him.
Do you have a
questions.
Patreon?
I don't. No. I feel weird. Like I should probably make something off of this podcast, but I feel like I don't feel like anyone's gonna pay for a Patreon.
You should do it. I don't do Patreon, but I think it's weird.
Right.
That I'm giving people money to like. I did the last podcast on the left Patreon for like a minute. I'm like, no commercials isn't worth this. Really.
And see, I have no commercials.
Right. Yeah.
So
you should just make people pay for bonus. You know what you should do? Like a hot ones. Beers with Wild Wings, and then Buffalo Wild Wings themed, and then that's what you're
brats with bands or something.
Yeah,
like, you gotta.
Yeah, there you go.
It's just a half an hour long.
Just
video
like song.
me just sitting there eating
Yeah,
brats.
bro.
And you'd have to. They're all filled with something like the cheese brats or beer. Or like beer brats with bands. It's like
these
itself.
are all solid ideas.
Beer cheese with bands.
I love specialty episodes. Like I've done a 40s episode where me and the dude just drank 40s. I've done a couple.
Did you like tape them?
No, we didn't do that. But I've done a couple episodes where we've done like mimosas. Actually, with Basketball Divorce Court, we did mimosas. Like anytime I get a chance to do like a specialty episode, do something different, I'm always down for. Like I had one band I think say like, "What if we just got stoned the entire episode?" I'm like, "It's gonna go badly." But
the TV Cup episode.
Yeah. Okay. Here's an idea. You can have this for free. Cold ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's like hot
Cold.
ones.
Oh, that's good.
But you have to have a pitcher, and it's rapid fire questions while they chug it, or like have to finish it in like an X amount of time. There you go.
This might all happen. I did.
Or cold ones, and you're just like drinking in a walk-in and see who bails first.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You live in Minnesota, just do it outside.
Yeah. Well, so
on a lake.
There's a bar in Minnesota that I think they also do shows too there every once in a while, but they had posted asking if any podcast in the area would want to do podcasts.
Do it, yeah.
So someone like commented the Beers with Bands name, and they're like, "Yeah, dude, hit us up." So my problem is a lot of the bands I sit down with are all like virtual, so I just need to find like the right Minnesota band to go do a live episode in this bar, because they've even
Fend.
Oh yeah, it's like, who did we just play with from Minnesota?
Yeah, Fend would be sick.
Finn is fucking good.
It was insane. They played all new stuff. It was just, and we have it recorded.
It's fucking really good.
Because that's Abe's new band? Or?
Abe.
Yeah.
I had never heard
Josie
of
Villano, John O'Brien, Kate, Melanie.
Like
Okay.
all of them but one played with fucking Anita Velveeta.
Yeah, Anita's sick. The new
Yeah.
stuff's really sick too. But I think in terms of getting everybody, I mean, like I guess Anita's whole band you could get to, but
I mean, it's
Fend
a
is just
small booth, so I need like a little bit.
Four
of
They're
it.
like a
people.
4-piece, yeah.
But no, yeah, Fend is super sick. I haven't seen them yet.
when you do, you're gonna be like, shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, seriously.
Every time because my Twitter timeline is just like people seeing Fend and being like, yo, and then just like you can tell when everyone just saw them for the first time.
And I don't like, I don't like anybody really. So
That's true.
That band's really fucking good.
Those are all solid ideas.
Yeah.
I'll let you all know.
Yeah, do you want a manager? You can manage your band.
Yeah, do it.
Manage your band podcast.
Did you guys just Uno reverse with this?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
And you're 2 podcasts one day, you're double booked.
Actually, I gotta go. I got another podcast. This is the segment in the episode where we kind of talk about what we're beers bands. Like, we don't have to be drinking on these episodes, but cause I'll definitely do that for you. But what are you all sipping on this fine Wednesday night?
Well, out of this cute talking punk getting drunk beers with bands koozie that I was gifted, I'm drinking Twisted Tea, which has become my go-to kind of my brand, I guess. And these are the Rocket Pop, or I guess like it's a variety pack. I'm drinking the Rocket Pop ones, which originally I didn't like, but then I grew the fuck up. And they taste like a bomb pop that's melted.
Crazy.
But now I can appreciate it. It has to be cold. If it's warm, it's like awful because
yeah.
it just tastes like melted popsicle. So it has to be cold. But that's what I'm drinking.
This is why we don't have healthcare.
Literally,
Rocket
literally.
That's bad.
And I know.
I have a Dr. Pepper. I had a Liquid Death earlier.
Yeah, Liquid
so,
Death,
yeah.
Dr. Pepper. Is there any specific strand that you're smoking for tonight's episode?
No, I'm still smoking my Tour Mix, which is crystal leaves weed that I got in Colorado, and then weed that was grown in New Mexico at P37, which is my friend Dan, that fucking grows the craziest weed on the planet. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Dryad did like that specialty kombucha
Uh-huh.
with agriculture. Early Girl needs a fucking kombucha. We need like a. I mean, there probably is like an Early Girl strain. That'd be dope.
yeah.
And then we need what was it? Early Girl needs the kombucha. We need the wheat, the strain.
Mhm.
We need a signature sandwich somewhere, or a signature meal somewhere, or a shot somewhere.
So if you had the choice as to where you would pick to have this signature meal, like any ideas as to where you want it to be at? Like, let's say they're listening right now. Like, this is your plug to be like, I want a signature meal or sandwich at your specific restaurant.
Well, I think it's kind of easy because Matthew is at Pullman, so we could just do like a
Yeah.
signature thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, dude, Manny P, since you aren't here, I can't ask you this, but why don't you just do signature sandwiches, like a 1 month thing for each band that you know? Like, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
The band that isn't on there is gonna be so pissed.
Yeah.
Well,
The
no,
Early
like,
Girl should be like a Croque Madame or
Uh-huh.
something.
No,
some
it'd be-
kind of
it'd be
We
like-
have a TV cob.
yeah.
TV Cobb salad.
Yeah, for this month, and then next month it's like an Early Girl special.
We should do the bonus episode should be when it's Matt's here and we could drink some like really fruity like Shirley Temple or some kind of
Yeah.
non-alcoholic thing. Something really silly.
What are you drinking?
And I'm just drinking the good old PBR.
Have the cans always been silver? I thought the cans were white.
No, I think they were always silver.
The cans are white.
Well, the
But-
can is silver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I went to the liquor store because like my friends have been drinking like this. It's a vodka drink. It's like non-carbonated.
And a vodka drink. Yeah, it's a drink.
But I went to Hy-Vee looking for it and I couldn't find it. And the guy was like, "Need help finding anything?" I was like, "No, just looking
They
around."
put the same one.
And then yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna get this.
You
yeah.
chickened out.
Well, I couldn't find what I wanted, and I didn't want to ask. So yeah, I did chicken out, and I just went with old reliable.
Here's another idea. you ask a question, then the person has to shotgun a beer
Ooh,
and then answer it.
That's a.
that's.
People will pay
Tough.
$5 for that.
Oh yeah, these are all Patreon
This is
ideas.
Patreon
yeah,
shit.
you're right. You're right.
Or. I mean, I feel like it should be like you should have them like poured, or maybe like I guess because this beer would like get really gross.
Yeah,
Or like you should have it to where they don't know what it is and that it's like
it
you
just
know,
progressively gets stronger ABV,
or,
or
and they
like
have-
more
yeah.
IPA, or like just shitty IPA by
Or just like
any
kind
IPA.
of like Russian roulette, where it's just like, what beer are you gonna get? Or actually just have the cans and have them on like a thing.
Yeah.
Beer pong.
This is a game show. I need this on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they get to throw one ping pong ball for whatever cup you have a question
Beer pong
for
with
that
bands.
cup. Yeah.
That would be fun.
I'd fuck with
I haven't
that.
played beer pong in so long.
Find a reason you need to raise money and then have a beer pong tournament with local bands and raise money for whatever you find, I guess, dogs or something. Anything.
These are all very like. Yeah, you guys hiring?
Every band that loses has to play during the next like round or something, so that you have music. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'll have your people call my people.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. Now it's just
We're
racing.
available. Yeah.
The Beers with Bands Network. We need a TV station.
BWB 23. Yeah, your local. Yeah.
Sounds like wrestling.
Yeah.
I'll let TV Cop write a lot of the
WB
news.
23.
The jingle.
Yeah. Oh, wait,
yeah.
no, that'd be
What
WBWB.
universe is the TV Cop news station?
Oh, in the Donnie Darko tangent universe.
Oh, okay.
Which TV cops is the name specifically referring to, or which are your favorite TV cops?
Sipowicz from NYPD Blue.
Okay.
That's basically.
You should
it.
do a Reno 911 music video.
Oh yeah, you saw Reno 911 for the
That's
first
the first time I like saw it. I thought like I knew I heard the name, but I was like, oh shit, this is like really funny.
Yeah. We try so hard not to lean into that part of it.
Of the actual cop.
If you were to,
Yeah.
it has to be Reno 911.
Yeah, I think Reno would.
It has to be
So-
something so explicitly silly.
For a while, anything that we like commissioned off of somebody had a fucking police hat on it.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, that's a cute raccoon.
I
but
mean, the
why is it-
Polly Mall cops lean in. They actually wear like cop uniforms.
Yeah, they go
Yeah.
the total opposite way. Yeah, I don't like cops.
Right.
So
Wait, really?
no, I hate them.
I mean, I always felt a little weird. So I have this sweatshirt, and it says, TV Cop loves you or whatever. And I was just like,
The TV faded and it just says cops love
dude,
you.
thankfully that never happened. Otherwise, I probably would not wear it anywhere. But I would always be like walking out in public and just being like, it's a band, it's a band, it's a
Yeah.
band.
You should make merch that says TV Cop. It's a band.
Yeah, we had a shirt that said sports team. It's a band for when we were called sports team.
Really?
Yeah, so we should just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of merch, Early Girl just dropped new merch at the time of this recording. It's like you made your post about it.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone's looking for merch, music, or Early Girl in general, where can they find it?
Earlygirl.bandcamp.com.
Hell
Which it's so hard because I have like pretty much everything ready to go like on Bandcamp for like when it's actually the music's supposed to release. I can just like release it.
Mhm.
But it's so hard not to just be like fuck it and just like send it.
No
Um,
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll get high and then get really like into like the nitty gritty of like designing and color coding the Bandcamp because you can like customize it.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I'll have to
which if
send,
you haven't, it's a lot of fun.
I'll have to send you mine because
I'll
it
do it.
needs adjusted. But yeah, everyone go pick it up on Bandcamp. Also, depending on where you found this episode, whether it's Facebook,
Yeah,
Instagram, Twitter, X.
we might have CDs because I think you were talking about doing CDs and it'd be cool to
Yeah.
do some CDs.
Yeah.
I did tapes for the first one and like they don't sell,
Which is so weird because everybody's like, dude, tapes.
and they're really cute.
Tapes are like hit or miss. I feel like
I feel like it depends on the scene
Yeah.
you're in.
yeah,
Like Minneapolis, I feel like tapes do well.
yeah,
Yeah.
tapes would do well.
It depends how like hipstery everything is.
Yeah.
It's like when I worked at a bakery and everybody's like oatmeal raisin, but then if we had it, nobody would have bought it. So yeah, it's not cool.
That cookie place was crazy.
Yeah. laundering.
I love an oatmeal raisin though, because I don't like chocolate. So like oatmeal raisin.
Yeah, it would have been way better. But stuff it full of cream cheese, Mike. That's what they do.
So confused. Did I just hear oatmeal raisin stuff with cream cheese?
Oh yeah, they stuffed everything with cream cheese
Okay.
or like white chocolate. Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Damn. Well, like I said, depending on where you found this episode, make sure you hit the hyperlinks. Go follow Early Girl on all the socials. Stay up to date for new music, new merch, possible tour later this year.
And if we don't, then you can walk up to us and call us little bitches.
Yeah.
Following through.
No,
on
we
that.
will.
If they're not coming to your city, go to Iowa City. They're for sure playing
Come for
a
blood.
few different times.
Was that a burn?
Who knows? But before we take off, do you have any last words for the listeners and viewers?
So happy to be back on the pod.
I'm stoked.
Friend of the pod, Early Girl.
Yeah.
Do your listeners know you drive a redneck truck?
What do you drive?
Do you see that jacked up yee motherfucker?
I thought I got here before you because I was like, I don't see a car he would have driven.
Exactly.
So I need to look at
yeah,
it.
we'll look at it.
Did
Yeah.
you say yee?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's you wouldn't picture this.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
truck called me
I
a
bet-
slur when he pulled up. It was horrible.
I bet people don't fuck with you.
See, I'm worried that they will fuck with it because
They probably think you're cartel though, because they drive jacked up fucking trucks.
Well, add a picture of your car. You can blur the license plate, but like, I feel like people watching this should know.
yeah, they should
I
know.
don't know.
I'm also in the process of selling it, so it should be sold by the time this episode comes
Well,
out.
I need how much? If it's a,
That'd be so funny.
I need to
It
see.
would be.
Okay, wait. Actually, I want to see. I need to.
Okay, we'll get to it, but no, yeah, thank you for being down to do this Early Girl episode. I'm really stoked. It's nice to always have another Iowa City friend back on the podcast. Maddie P broke my heart, but this has been a great time. EP is
Well,
sick.
yeah, Matty P's a bass player now, so that's kind of his job is to like break hearts.
Yeah.
His first heart's broken, and it's you.
Hurts. Anyways, enough about Maddie P. Like I said, Early Girl's killing it. I'm really stoked. One last big thank you to the two of you for stopping. Well,
Thank you.
not for stopping by, for like me stopped by.
Technically, you stopped.
Yeah, I stopped by on this one because I hurt in the truck. It's crazy.
Do you have to like hop down?
There's a step. There's a step.
It's jacked up.
Yeah.
Do you have to go like do you have to like count like
No,
the
no, not like that.
like
It's
quiz
like-
yourself?
There's a story I'll tell you after this.
It's like don't take a turn too fast and hard.
The truck that's like come and take it.
Yeah.
But
There's like a snake sticker on the back.
there's not a don't tread on me sticker on the back.
It says Haktua on the back.
Truck nuts?
Yeah.
But they're just PBR cans.
Yeah.
Again, solid ideas. We'll see. But I'll catch everyone on the next episode.
My
See
other
ya.
car's a podcast, Mike.